I'd like to share with you today a little bit about a financial tool that I think a lot of people know about, but not enough people are using it in their businesses. And I think there's a lot of untapped potential here. The tool that I'm going to share with you about today is the 0% APR credit card. So it's a credit card that you can basically run up a balance for 12 months without paying any interest. And oftentimes you get a pretty decent cash reward back by spending a certain amount within a certain period of time. So before going into those details, I want to share with you why I think this is an important tool to know about. Most folks, when they buy a house, they probably can't afford a house, right? And so they pull a mortgage. In other words, they're using other people's money, or in this case, the bank's money, to buy the house that they're going to live in. Most folks who get a postgraduate education, going to medical school, naturopathic medical school, other professional trainings, don't have that cash when they enroll in those programs. So people get student loans. The point I want to make is not enough people are investing adequate money into the development of their business in order to set themselves up for success in their business. And I see it as a problem. The 0% APR credit card is a wonderful tool that we can use as a solution to this problem. Okay, let me tell you a story about my business and how I grew my business over the last 4 years using 0% APR credit cards. So I'd like to take you back to 2021. It was my first year in business, and I'll be honest, I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have a really clear strategy. I was fortunate in that I knew enough that I needed to seek some entrepreneurial support. So I joined a mastermind and learned a ton from them, but I didn't have a really solid and clear marketing strategy at that point. And I needed to be getting more clients in order to build my revenue. I didn't have the cash flow to pay for the help that I needed at that time. So I pulled a 0% APR credit card. I got an American Express credit card, got a credit line of $3,500, and I was able to pay for these programs that taught me the business skills, the sales skills, the marketing skills that I needed to grow my business. One of the wonderful things about these credit cards is if you spend a certain amount of money, usually it's within 2 months, they actually give you money back. So I got a $200 cashback reward. I mean, everybody hears about these. Everybody's getting junk mail all the time about these, so there's no surprise, right? The key is it takes a bit of strategy, strategic thinking to have a plan in place. How are you going to pay down your credit card balance before that 12 months is up so that you're effectively using that mechanism without it actually costing you more money. So I'm going to fast forward to the end of 2022. I was still growing my business, and I actually made a pivot in my business. So I was now needing to find clients to build a different revenue stream. I saw an opportunity to invest into a business development program, the Business Accelerator. It costed $23,000 for a year, but I knew that this was going to give me the entrepreneurial and marketing skills that I needed to grow my business. So I needed some kind of financing mechanism. I was confident that I was going to be able to turn around that investment into more revenue. So I pulled another 0% APR credit card. And this time I got a $25,000 credit line. And they gave me $200 cash back for throwing down the majority of that balance of that training on that card. What was wonderful is that I could have paid it in monthly installments, but the financing for that would have been much more than just paying it off in full. So the credit card allowed me to actually pay the full balance, and I was able to save a lot of money that way. And I'll just share with you one of the blunders I made. I actually got a $7,500 cash advance from PayPal without really realizing how crappy the interest rates were on that. So they basically give you $7,500 cash straight to your bank account, by the way. So it's a little bit different than a credit card where they're not actually giving you cash. But in order to get that cash, I had to pay back 30% of that. And so it was like 30% APR over the course of a year. It's not good terms, especially compared to 0%. So that was a little bit of a blunder before I knew that I could actually pull a second 0% APR credit card. But here's the thing. Once I realized that these credit card companies will actually allow you to pull a new credit card every year, if you have decent credit, you're paying off your balances, I now have basically an active 0% APR credit card at all times in my business. So I pulled another credit card in mid 2023. I used that to pay for a $6,000 coaching program that leveled up my game as a coach tremendously. In February 2024, I knew I was going to make some major moves with my marketing and pulled another card. Chase Bank, they give $750 cash back. And so I got $750 cash back to invest in a marketing agency. It's insane that credit card companies will pay you to give you money, to loan you money without any interest. Why are we not using that? Compare that even to an SBA loan, where you may have very low interest rates of 4 or 5% over a long period of time. Granted, it's a much longer period of time, but gosh, if you look at a line of credit for a business, lines of credit are generally 7 to 11% interest rates, right? This is insane. So here are just a few ways that you can use a 0% APR credit card to develop and grow your business. Number one, if you don't have a clear business strategy, I would highly recommend hiring either a business coach or a business advisor, a consultant, perhaps a marketing agency, somebody who's going to help implement a strategy for you. And that strategy needs to cover all the key bases of the business. So not just marketing, but also your sales strategy, your sales channels, your sales processes, your financial strategy, that you have a financial plan, you have an idea of how money's moving in and out of your business, when you can expect to get returns on these investments. So business coach, some kind of advisor role. Another thing, you're going to need marketing. That's probably the key thing that you're going to be investing in. So hiring, whether it's a marketing VA who's going to help you execute a strategy that you already have, or maybe it's an online business manager or a fractional marketing manager or a marketing agency. Maybe you need to do some branding. You might hire a bookkeeper if you're not tracking your finances, because that will help you be more strategic when you can see your profit and loss reports, understand what's going on there, and see how you're going to at least pay off your credit card on time, right? I realize some of these tips are going to sound like they're self-serving because I'm a business coach and I provide bookkeeping services as well. But these are things that I would recommend for any business. So those are some examples. Gosh, I'm sure y'all can think of some more. So if you can think of other ways that you could grow your business, throw them in the comments below. There are a few precautions that you want to bear in mind when you take out a credit card. Number one, you want to have a financial routine where you're tracking how money is moving out of your business. In other words, you don't want to just spend indiscriminately. You want to be tracking your finances in some shape or form, even if it's just a simple Excel sheet. On a weekly basis, I would be checking your credit card, see where your balance is at, see how much you have left on your credit line. Make sure that you recognize all the charges. I talked about having a business plan, just something very light, something like, we call it a lean business plan. This is the methodology that I use with my clients. You want to have a clear idea of how you're going to spend money in order to make more money. Another thing is, you definitely don't want to mix business and personal. You want to make sure that this is strictly a business credit card. You want to be making sure that you have a revenue target when you're investing in these things so that you know whether you're on track or not. We have 12 months to pay this thing off, right? So you want to have a general idea of how much you want to be paying per month once you've done that initial spending. I'm shocked that more people aren't utilizing this mechanism. I think the reason is actually quite valid. A lot of people don't know how to leverage debt. They don't know how to use financing. They don't know how to use credit cards responsibly. So this is where I come in. I coach people on how to have a strategic plan, how to set financial goals, how to execute a business strategy that's going to effectively grow your business. If you're interested in learning how to use this financial mechanism responsibly and using it to develop and grow your business, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to offer you some resources. I'll probably have some links with this video, and I'm not sure which links those are going to be yet. And appreciate you for making it through this video, and I wish you the best with growing your business and living the dream.